He never raised his voice. He didn't fight for screen time. He wasn't the one crying in confessionals or screaming over land in Coyote Pass. But somehow, Dayton Brown, the quietest member of the Brown family, ended up saying the loudest goodbye. He didn't announce it with a dramatic exit. He didn't post cryptic Instagram captions. He simply disappeared, slowly, quietly, intentionally. And in a family that's built its life on sharing every emotion with the world, that silence, it said everything. Hi, friends, I'm Olivia, and welcome back to TLC's Sister Wives Secret. If you're as hooked on the real stories behind the show as I am, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and let me know in the comments if you noticed Dayton quietly slipping out of the picture too. Because today, we're talking about the son who chose peace over performance, and what that decision really meant for him and for everyone else left behind. Dayton Brown, Robin's eldest son, came into the world of sister wives already carrying a quiet weight. Born before Robin ever met Kody, Dayton was introduced to viewers as her son from a previous marriage, soft-spoken, incredibly intelligent, and, as Robin revealed, on the autism spectrum. From the beginning, Dayton wasn't just different because of his diagnosis. He stood apart because he didn't seem built for the chaos that came with being a Brown. And maybe that's why, as the cameras rolled and the family exploded from within, Dayton started doing something most members of that household never managed to pull off. He started pulling away, quietly, gently, but deliberately. When Sister Wives first introduced Robin and her kids, everything shifted. Dayton, her oldest child from her previous marriage to David Jessup, entered the Brown household quietly, but with a presence that never quite blended in. Unlike the other children who were used to being part of the camera-ready chaos, Dayton didn't chase attention. He was reserved, deeply thoughtful, and clearly more comfortable in the background than center stage. On the show, Robin was vocal about her son's challenges. She spoke gently and often emotionally about Dayton's autism diagnosis, not as a label, but as part of who he was. She described the way he processed the world differently, the struggles he had with change and social connection, and how brilliant he was when given space to be himself. And that's exactly what he seemed to need most: space. When Kody legally adopted Dayton, along with Robin's two other children from her previous marriage, the show framed it as a beautiful symbol of unity. The adoption episode was emotional. Robin cried, Kody made promises, and viewers were led to believe this was a new chapter for Dayton. A stable father figure, a big, loving family, a new last name. But behind the scenes, something always felt fragile. Dayton never looked fully at ease during those moments. You could see it in his body language, the way he would stand off to the side, the way he rarely engaged in the louder family debates. While the Brown family unraveled on screen, with marriages breaking down and trust eroding, Dayton seemed to become more and more protective of his own world. He wasn't built for the spotlight, and it was obvious. His experience inside the Brown household was different, not louder, not bolder, but aura, but quieter, more internal, and honestly, probably a lot heavier. As the seasons went on, something changed. Not loudly, not suddenly, but with a slow drift that only the most observant fans caught. Dayton stopped showing up. He wasn't in group scenes. He wasn't in the background of birthday parties or family outings. And when he did appear, it felt like he was more of a guest than a part of the household. Then came the RV. In one of the later seasons, viewers noticed something strange. Dayton wasn't living inside the big new house Robin and Kody had bought. He was living in an RV parked on the property. It was barely mentioned, just a passing reference here and there, but fans picked up on it immediately. Why would a young man, a college student, Kody's adopted son, be living in a trailer just a few feet away from the main house? People started asking questions. Was it about independence? Was he being pushed out? Or did he choose that distance himself? Robin, true to form, kept quiet. Kody didn't say much either, and Dayton? He said nothing at all. Then online sleuths started noticing new clues. His LinkedIn profile popped up, listing his location as Texas, the same state where his biological father, David Jessup, lives. Not only that, but the company he's reportedly working for is based there. There's no official confirmation on whether he's actually living with his father now, but the signs are hard to ignore. The RV, the quiet move, the name changes, and now the Texas connection. What started as a boy retreating into a trailer suddenly looked more like a man removing himself entirely from a family structure that never really fit him. Dayton may have still been visible on paper, but emotionally, and maybe even legally, he was already gone. Over time, Dayton's choices stopped looking like quiet preferences and started to feel like powerful statements. He didn't shout, he didn't post, he didn't rant on screen, but everything he did said something. And the first big message came through something most people wouldn't have even noticed unless they were looking closely: his last name. For years, Dayton went by Brown after being adopted by Kody. But then fans noticed something strange online. On certain profiles, it appeared that he had started using Jessup again, his biological father's surname. There's been debate about whether this was just a digital switch or if it reflected a legal change, but either way, it sent a message. A name isn't just a name, especially in a family like this. It's an identity, it's allegiance. And choosing to drop Brown, even temporarily, felt like a personal reset. A quiet, powerful undoing of everything that adoption was supposed to mean. And he didn't stop there. Dayton stopped filming entirely. He wasn't in holiday episodes. He wasn't on the couches during tell-alls. Even when Robin was crying on camera, trying to hold what was left of the family together, Dayton stayed in the background, or was completely absent. At Garrison's funeral, a moment so devastating that even Kody couldn't hold his emotions in, fans believe Dayton was spotted. Not with Robin, not with her kids, but standing off to the side with the original Brown children. Quiet again, but completely clear in where he stood. Then there's his graduation. A huge achievement. Dayton didn't just earn a degree, he completed a triple major in marketing, management, and information systems. The whole reason the Browns moved to Flagstaff was to support Dayton's education. That decision reshaped everything, financially, emotionally, geographically, for the entire family. And now, after all that, Dayton seems to have taken that support and walked away from the very structure that tried to provide it. In so many ways, Dayton's journey mirrors the collapse of the Brown family itself. Slow, painful, unspoken. A kid who didn't raise his voice but whose choices said everything. While the rest of the Brown family spiraled in front of the cameras, in breakups, blowouts, tell-all accusations, and public breakdowns, Dayton slipped away in silence. And maybe that was the truest exit of them all. Because while Kody Brown raged through Season 19, blaming Christine, blaming Meri, even blaming Janelle for the collapse of the family he once insisted was God's design, there was no blame from Dayton. Just distance. When Kody declared on camera that he no longer believed in plural marriage, that he was now functionally monogamous with Robin and done chasing new wives, fans were shocked. This was the man who had once moved mountains to maintain control over 4 households, 4 women, and more than a dozen kids. But the dream had cracked. And now he stood in a $1 million home with just Robin, hollowed out by grief and rage. Dayton. He wasn't yelling. He didn't need a platform to declare his independence. He just left. First emotionally, then physically, then online. His absence from the show said more than any confessional ever could. And maybe, just maybe, he saw the truth long before anyone else did. That the family was already broken. That there was no healing under Kody's version of control. That stepping back was the only way forward. As fans, we got to watch the fire burn. But Dayton walked out before the flames got too high. So what do you think, friends? Do you see Dayton's quiet walkaway as strength? Do you think he saw through the chaos before the others did? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you've made it this far, thank you for sticking with me through this journey. I'm Olivia, and this is TLC's Sister Wives Secret. Make sure you hit subscribe so we can keep having these honest, emotional conversations.